Well, g'day there traders right around the world. Thank you so much for joining me as at Wednesday afternoon, which is the 3rd of September 2014. What I'll do in this particular video is address our BIDU trade setup, which we've had set up for the past 2 or 3 weeks, and then we'll walk through a little bit of a market analysis, understand what the market looks to be doing as we round out this week's trading session. We'll then go through and recap just a couple of stocks which are making interesting moves as at today's trading session. So to begin with, again, let's just have a look at BIDU. BIDU is something that we have been following for the better part of 2 or 3 weeks now in Pivot Point Pro. We've been speaking about the Bollinger Band setting up. We didn't matter, or it didn't bother us which direction BIDU did break out on. It has occurred in the bullish direction, which is what we expected, because again, it is trading in the direction of the trend. We are making a series of higher highs and higher lows. And as you can see, we've also broken out of what could have possibly been a little bit of a descending triangle, or in other words, a little bit of consolidation taking place in BIDU. This has been an incredibly profitable trade for the majority of our students in our pro analysis class. It doesn't matter where you got in, whether you got in at 219, 221 or 222. As at Wednesday's trading session, as at today's trading session, we have more or less hit our first target. Now that first target is up here about $230, just shy of $231 to be more intricate. It is an interesting candlestick. It is what we call a doji candlestick, and it is occurring at an all-time high and a very, very important resistance level. So if you are still in any core positions on BIDU, what you could potentially do right now is just look at trimming some of those positions, pardon me, or in other words, just taking or cutting some of those positions to at least bank some profit in this particular trade. It is an incredible trade. You can see the volume picking up during this Bollinger Band breakout. It's been an amazing, explosive, volatile breakout. Just an incredible trade that we've been following, and it's taken a little bit of time to set up, but as you can all agree on, those in that pro analysis class, you can see why it's so important to remain disciplined and to remain patient and let the trade come to you. What I'll also do is say that although BIDU has traded and has triggered, we are still watching some other particular stocks. They are MMM, CNX, and ILMM. These are some which still look very good to trade. There's 3 in particular, which I'm keeping a very close eye on just over the next 2 days anyway, just to see how this trading week sort of rounds out. Now, if we have a look at the markets anyway, this is what's interesting. The Dow Jones Industrial Average has rallied into that resistance level, which we are very, very cautious about. And as at today, it started off to be a very, very nice, strong open, a bullish candlestick. It's actually turned into what we call a shooting star candlestick. Now, this is quite bearish. It's telling us that the sentiment is starting to shift. If we cast our mind back a couple of weeks ago, we've also had a shooting star on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and we're also starting to see some hangman candlesticks. We've seen 3 consecutive hangman candlesticks. We've seen 2 shooting stars and a spinning top, all in the space of 6 trading sessions. So this is definitely telling us, be careful trading long across the markets at the moment, i.e. you should be sort of culling some open exposure to the bullish side, because the market at the moment looks as if it wants to roll over. Okay, if we change to our oscillating indicators, you can also see that we are very overbought naturally on the markets. You can see the Stokes is very overbought, the RSI is up there, and so is the MACD at the moment. So although I'm very, very neutral in the market, I still like this 17,173 trade trigger. I'm starting to consider bringing up the bearish entry in case this is, or what the markets are doing, are entering into sideways consolidation. Now, this is all up in the air at the moment, but the signals are starting to be generated, at least on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. You can see also the S&P. We've got really, the same type of sentiment, not so much in the way of hangmans or in shooting stars. We can just see a lot of dojis. I mean, a lot of dojis, highway spinning tops, and also just almost dojis. A couple of dragonfly dojis. It's really just saying that, look, there's indecision in the markets, or at least on the S&P also. And to conclude with, in the way of just a basic market update, you can see that the Nasdaq has got a very, very nice bearish engulfing candlestick pattern. So we're starting to pull this together, and we're starting sort of understanding the story which is taking place across all 3 of the markets, and they seem to be, as at Wednesday, in agreement in the fact that, look, they're a little bit undecided in the way that, or in the way in which the markets want to move, but we will get more information to work with at least over the next 2 trading sessions, and as we move into the second week of trading in September 2014. Let's have a look at some particular stocks which have made some fascinating moves. Apple, for one, today down $4.36, a very big Marubozu candlestick. Do I want to trade this bearish yet? The answer is no. Not yet. I'll be seeing what is happening when we influence and interact around that 50 exponential moving average at the moment. Be grateful for the BIDU profits and sit tight on the Apple trade. Also, Amazon, very, very nice. We're sort of seeing, again, the initial stages of a rollover. You can see how slow this sort of sets up. It can take about 2 weeks, but now we're starting to see, again, a failed little breakout, a couple of bearish engulfing candlestick patterns. This looks as if it wants to move lower. All right, that's why we've got that 330 bearish entry. Nothing has happened yet, but we're starting to see those original, or the start of the sentiment shift taking place in Amazon. Let's have a look at AXP. AXP again is just coming back up to our resistance level. Not a whole lot happening here. Caterpillar again, sort of just shaking out around that resistance level. Interesting candlestick. A trade is coming on Caterpillar, so please stay patient. FAS is continuing to move higher. However, today's bearish counterattack isn't what we want to see if we're trading bullish. Although the net movement was only down 34 cents, tighten your stops on FAS. It looks as if it might be moving into a little bit of a volatile sort of period over the next 2 days. Google, if we get, ladies and gentlemen, if we get a rejection at, well, let me just undo this. If we get a rejection at this little bit of a resistance line just here, let me just zoom in on the chart right here. If we get any type of resistance right here and we oscillate back down to support and we bounce and this gets shorter or tighter and tighter and tighter, be prepared for an explosive breakout. I will update you in Pro over the weekend. This has got my attention a lot. I'm transitioning my attention from BIDU and most of it now is shifting into Amazon, right, AMZN, and also Google. So I'm sort of starting to at least cherry pick the next group of stocks which look ready to trade. HD has finally seen that retracement. This is what I've been talking about. Our next buying opportunity is going to occur either off the 10 or the 20 exponential moving average. People were calling me crazy, but I said that this had run a long way and I wasn't happy to be chasing at these high levels. Yes, we did hit our target right here, almost to the penny at 92.59. But look at the retracement taking place over the past 2 candlesticks. Incredible retracement right there. JPM almost hit our target, 60.48. Couple of cents short. Just stay patient on this trade. It looks as if we're going to come up here very, very soon. Netflix, again, look at that shooting star taking place at a very, very important resistance level. This is starting to look as if it wants to roll over. I will update you on this particular trade over the weekend. Starbucks still hasn't broken out. You can see that squeeze starting or continuing to form. Now, it's not a great Bollinger Band squeeze. It is technically one. However, we really can't rely too much on the Bollinger Band in this particular instance. I'll let you know why over the weekend, but there definitely is an incredible trading opportunity on Starbucks coming to us very, very soon. And to conclude with, we have XOM. XOM still hasn't triggered above or below these trade triggers yet. But if we move to the Bollinger Bands, you can see also, you know, we're getting quite a good squeeze on XOM. So it's quite interesting at the moment. The market seems to be sort of plateauing up around resistance. It looks as if potentially it wants to start shifting momentum to the downside. And a lot of particular shares are seeing a lot of bearish activity on them. None more so than Apple, Amazon, and also HD. HD has had quite an incredible retracement. I mean, Netflix is really starting to present itself in the way of, you know, plateauing as well. It's very, very interesting in the way of trading the markets at the moment. What I'll do, I'll just quickly update you on CNX. CNX looks as if it wants to break. You can see how close it is to breaking out. Still hasn't occurred yet. If I bring up MMM, you can see our bullish trade trigger here, about 145.93. Still nothing yet. Pay attention though. And to finish with ILMM, let me just bring it up right here. You can see also very similar trade. Actually, a student brought this to my attention during the week and I absolutely love it. Commend him on his analysis. We've got what we call a little bit of a cup and handle pattern. Now, we've got a very strong resistance level, about $180 a share. It's where we're running into at the moment, but if we can break above 186.10, this is going to be a fantastic trade for those of you who know how to trade call options. So I'll leave it at that, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you all over the weekend in our pro analysis class. Until then, enjoy the BIDU profits. Have a great remainder of the week. Goodbye.